welcome to another unboxing. This time it's a small practice amp made by Cantabile, and it says on Amazon that it's 60 watts, but it's actually 20 watts. And the reason I bought this is because I hope it has a spring reverb in it. So I don't know if you saw my other video about unboxing of a Dan Electro spring reverb. I'll put the link up there. I tried to modify it. It was whistling terribly, lots and lots of feedback. I put pots in it and switches and goodness knows what. And when I came to actually doing the soldering, I messed up on the surface mount resistors that I had to take out and ruined it. So this is actually the same price is what I paid for that unit. I paid about £78 as a damaged box, I think it was. And this is around, I think it's about £68, something like that. Very good value. And I'm really buying it for the spring effect for my synthesizers. So I'm hoping, because I've noticed it's some on Amazon, they like the Laney Practice Lionheart, the Class A one, the original one made in this country, that had a spring reverb in it. But now if you buy it, it's Chinese and it's got digital effect in it, which is not the same. Now, all being well, this has the advantage also of being near the speaker. So it's isolated on springs and what have you, but I want it for the non-desired effects, i.e. the speaker making noises through the springs. So, fingers crossed. Let's hope this does have a spring tank in the bottom of it. Well, it's well packed. How many boxes are there? It's going to be like a Russian doll. In the end it'll be the size of a keyring or something, I don't know. Oh no, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so one word of warning. It comes with I think this is a European plug. And I already knew from the comments that it came with that. So obviously no good for the UK. So you'll need to get yourself just the what we call the kettle lead. You know the type? This type. Or you can just put a UK plug on the end of there. Unfortunately I've got quite a few of those, so that wasn't a problem. Right now. Get into this. So let's see. Yes! Yes! Below the speaker there. Oh goodness, I don't know if I can show you or not. Don't think I'm going to be able to. Oh, there we go. There's the spring tank at the bottom. That's why I'm getting this. Proper spring reverb. I say for the price, what a nice looking little piece of kit. So it's got an input and there's a gain 1 to 10. There's a volume 1 to 10, and there's a clean button and a lead button. So we've got another volume there. So we've got overdrive, in other words, treble, middle, bass, and then a reverb level. That's what I want. Phone's out as well, so that's good. So when I've wired some more stuff up, I'll put on the end of this video I'll take out from here and put it into the camera, and I'll wire my synth up to it and see what it sounds like. I'll also see what it sounds like through the speaker as well. Obviously it's hard for you to judge, but I can give you an idea of what it sounds like after I've heard it. I must say, for the money, it's nice and solid. Looks rather nice. And it is small enough to carry around. I must say it's bigger. I used to have a little one called a Doobie practice amp when I first had my first electric guitar, and it was nowhere near as big as this one. So what have we got on the back? Mains input. Oh right, so you can put in here 220 to 240 at 50 Hz, or 110 to 120 volts at 60 Hz. It's got an internal 500 milliamp fuse, rated at 250 volts. Power consumption is 33 watts, so therefore it could never be a 60 watt output, could it? Input sensitivity is 54 millivolts. All in all, I'll tell you what, that looks really nice. I'm just trying to see if I can see the maker of the reverb spring. Model TP, then a load of numbers. Q pass. It's not one I'm familiar with. I also may modify it so I can put my bigger reverb in as well. But of course it depends on the ohmage. Anyway, there we are. That's a nice looking little amp. Never heard of this company, Cantabile. But unfortunately I haven't got electric guitar to plug into it, because I don't really play anymore. But I'll put a synthesizer through it and see what that sounds like. Let's just have a quick look at the manual. So this is the 200R, this version. Water, moisture, heat, ventilation, just hazard warnings. Power cord and plug, power supply fuse, service and cleaning. Some very, very obvious input, connection for the instrument, gain, sets the amount of gain and distortion, channel, higher settings provide additional distortion, volume, adjust the level or loudness to the clean channel. Yeah. And there we go, it is 20 watts RMS, root mean square, which is the best way of measuring it. 30 watts for the other model. So the speaker is 20 centimeter, 8 ohms. And just tells the dimensions. The power consumption is 35 watts. I mean, there we are. Not much to be learnt from that really. Okay, so I've wired up my guitar amp to a synthesizer and the effects box. But really it's meant for guitar obviously, so the level, I'm having to keep it extremely low on the settings. In fact, I've got the volume just on a quarter here, and you don't need to turn the volume up very much to get quite a bit of volume out. In fact, I'll do it a bit louder. What I'll do is I'll talk over it as well, and let me see if you can hear my voice. So I carry on talking. That's about halfway on the volume. It's about 3/4. Full on. I tell you what, for 20 watts, that's pretty loud. So this is quite a complicated little waveform with high LFO, so I'm just going to vary the frequencies a bit just so you can hear the way the amp copes with it, although I must stress it is designed obviously for a guitar. That's loud. That is loud. I think that must have hit 120 decibels then, because that really made my ears hurt when it went through that highest part. Anyway, okay, let's glide off. Some resonance, I'll open that up. Okay, so what does the spring reverb sound like? Here's the control for that. Yes, it's a spring reverb, a proper spring. It's quite easy to get the springs to touch. So I've just got to find myself a nice little bit, something with a bit of thump so I can put it through the spring. Okay, so I set it up so there's one of the synths has got a bit of a higher frequency to it than the other ones. So I've got the reverb up. Let's have it on halfway so you can hear the reverb now. Okay, right, that's the clean signal, and then we've got the overdrive section here. I might regret this. I'm going to play this fairly quiet, I think. This is just the volume here, and then a little, no, volume on about a quarter, then I start the gain. Bring that down. Gain there. Obviously I can't get quite that distorted sound unless I play something really trebly, but I don't know if my ears can handle it even on a very low setting. I tell you what, 20 watts, that's a loud little amp. It's a nicely made little thing. It looks like it'll stand up to being chucked in out of backs of cars and what have you, and looks very robust. I'd say the reverb's about a medium. A few seconds delay on that, so it's quite nice. Last thing I'll do is I'll just put the headphone socket into the camera, so we'll bypass the speaker, just see what that sounds like as well. Okay, so there we are, there's the basics of it. Sorry I haven't got a guitar to play through it, but I wanted it for the reverb and for what it's not meant to do, like really overdriving it and fully overloading everything to make some really strange sounds. So that's what I was sort of demonstrating, the more avant-garde sort of properties you can get from using stuff like this. Anyway, so that's about the cheapest spring reverb I can find. It's just under £80 this unit. God, it's loud, 20 watts. Don't underestimate how loud 20 watts can be. I don't know if it's a digital amp or not. The only thing I'd say is it's got quite a bit of hiss. But if you're going to be playing it anywhere near the sort of volumes you can get out of it, you won't be able to hear the hiss because you'll have such bad hearing problems after about 5 minutes. You'll be lucky if you can hear anything. Anyway, there we go. So that's the little 20 watt practice amp by... Who's it by again? I've forgotten. Classic Cantabile. There it is. Thanks for watching. See you next time.